All right, so hello everybody. I'm Julien Salvi, and welcome to my session. Today I'm gonna talk about building apps without the Play services. So no Play services, no worries. So as I said, I'm Julien Salvi. I'm a software engineer at Aircall, startup based in Paris. I'm into the Android world for 10 years now. Started with Froyo back in 2011. I'm an organizer at the Paris Android user group. I listen punk rock music and drinking IPA beers. And you can find me on Twitter if you have any question or you want to reach me. So today I'm gonna talk about facing the no Play services, how you can end up building apps without the Play services. Then I'll show you some alternative tools for building these apps, and then I'll show you a little code sample, little applications without the Play services. So first, how you can end up building such applications. So there's many ways you can do this. For example, if you want to supporting a larger set of devices, you want to build application for enterprise or want to play application for Huawei devices. So this kind of hardware don't have the Play services, so you will have to find other solution for your applications. Or it's your company choice to avoid using those services. Or you want to try something new, something open source for your set project. It's up to you. If you don't want to stick to the Play services, that's maybe a case. So let's see how we can deal with it. So let's meet Appy. Appy is an Appy developer. He's using good practices for developing his application, building apps with Kotlin, testing his applications, and doing some crazy stuff with animation. And now Appy has to build a new application. First, he thought about using Google Maps SDK for doing fancy work with the map. Implementing Firebase messaging for handling notifications. He set the CI/CD for deploying on the Play Store. So far, so good. Everything's okay. The application is going live. It's on production. Some users are happy, but after a while, he got a lot of crashes, especially these two crashes, Google Play Services repairable exception and Google Play Services not available exception. For him, something's wrong. Look at the documentation, look at maybe Stack Overflow to know a bit more about these exceptions. And I found that this happens when a device doesn't have the Play services installed. So this exception are formed from devices that does not have the Play services installed on the device, because sometimes your application can be distributed outside the Play Store. For example, the APK can be take from the Play Store and push on over alternative stores, or your company decided they have signed an agreement with an enterprise, with a company, they want to distribute it to the company, for business-to-business applications. Some of the devices don't have the Play services installed. But no worries, Appy. We have tools, we have libraries we can use for developing such applications. So let's see which tools and which library we can use for building applications without the Play services. So in this session, in this part, let's see how we can replace some maybe Firebase libraries some Google, the Google Maps SDK, the Play Store. So if you want to distribute your application outside the Play Store. And also, not very related, but I will introduce a new way to display web views and web content. But first, like a bit disclaimer, is there always an alternative? Short answer, no. I'm thinking here about the Chromecast. So if you want like to use the hardware and the software part, it's very difficult to like be a part of the Play services. You have to stick with that for the Chromecast, for example. So there is not always a solution. So now let's talk a bit about the Firebase libraries. And this is like a great news, a great opportunities. Here, a lot of Firebase libraries are not using the Play Store anymore. So you can use Firestore, storage, Crashlytics, in-app messaging, database config, and recently authentications without the Play services installed on your device. Now you can use like a lot of libraries that comes from Firebase. You won't have any crashes about the Play services not installed on the device. And that's a great news. But if you are using some machine learning libraries, ads, or the push messaging library from Firebase, you will have to stick to the Play services. But now let's see some alternative to the push notifications. So for the push notifications, we used to like go for the FCM, which is very tied up to the Play services. But you can find a lot of alternatives on the market. Here, I will focus on Pushy, OpenPush, and RabbitMQ. Like free solutions, all different, but with a certain use case. So first, let's see Pushy. Pushy is a library very, very similar to the FCM in terms of implementations. So it might be a good solution if you want to easily replace the FCM. So it's a cross-platform solution, so you can like send notifications to Android and iOS. Free plan at first, then you get premium, like the FCM. It's very similar, and it's based on the MQTT protocol. That's very interesting here, because the MQTT protocol is an extremely lightweight and battery-friendly messaging protocol. So you can deliver messages in a very efficient way. So you don't like save the battery on the device. You save the network bandwidth. Yeah, there is no like need to maintain a connection between the applications and the server. So basically, the client will push messages, so message data to the MQTT broker, and then the client, so your Android apps, will subscribe to, for example, to a queue that's on the broker. And then when a new message will be pushed to the queue, the client can consume the queue to get the messages. So here a little simple code to see how the FCM how push is very similar to the FCM. So here you register to Pushy like the FCM to get the token, and then once you register, you can save the token in your share preferences, for example, and then send the token to your backend. Then you'll need like to to have a receiver to handle all the messages you get from Pushy. So like as you do for the Firebase cloud messaging. So there is this is a very similar solution to the FCM. And now I want to introduce OpenPush, which is a free and open source alternative to the FCM. It's decentralized and self-hosted SDK and application. So you will run your own instance on your server and on your client. No developer key are required, so the user is in control of what's sent, how the data is handled. But on the downside, you will have to produce a lot of code on the server and on the client side. That's maybe one of the main drawbacks here. You'll spend a lot of time building all the infrastructure for sending and receiving push messages if you are using OpenPush. So with that, it's very much more complex than the FCM and Pushy APIs. So a little schema here. So how OpenPush works. So you will have your application on your server, which will be talking to the push server. Here you will have the implementation on the backend side, and then the push server will send the push data to your push client on your device, and then the push client will dispatch the notification to your application, to any application that uses your push client. So yeah, you will have to produce a lot of code related to the green part, to the push client and to the push server here. It won't be like as easy as the FCM and as Pushy. So be aware of that if you want to go to like this kind of implementations. Yeah, what can I say? Yeah, like for sending notifications, yeah, OpenPush, like open a connection to distribute messages. So it's an open connection between the push server and the push client. If you want to dig a bit further into OpenPush, like today I have no time to get a deep dive into OpenPush, you can go see the talk Marcus Hoffman did at FOSDEM 2020. It's a very interesting talk if you want to know more about OpenPush and how it is built like under the hood. And now I want to introduce another solution, which is RabbitMQ for Android. So RabbitMQ is an open source message broker, so originally based on AMQP, but now support STMP or MQTT. So STMP is for stream text-oriented messaging protocol, and MQTT, MQ telemetry transport that I showed you before. So it's very, very similar. So here you can send and receive data. So that's a quite an advantage here. And it's also might be a good solution if your application is on CUS mode. So you can send and receive messages. It's a good solution here. If you do some backend development, you are mostly aware that RabbitMQ is usually most on the backend side than on the client side, but we can use both and take an advantage of using that. So what's RabbitMQ behind under the hood? So the client, the server, and the application will be the consumer / subscriber. So the server can send and receive messages, and also the applications can send and receive data. So for example, if the server wants to push a new message to the application, so server will publish a new message in the exchanger. So here we have the exchanger. And then based on the exchange, the kind of exchange we have, so can be like a fan out where the exchange will publish in all the queues, or can be a direct exchanger, like to match the exact root key, or it can be either exchanger where the header must match the exact key of the headers, and then like once the message will be published on the RabbitMQ queues, the applications before that subscribe to the queues they want. And once a new message is published in the queues, so the applications will consume this message. So now let's see a bit of code, so how you can set up very quickly and easily RabbitMQ on Android. So first you'll have to like open a connection. So with the connection factory, you'll set your username, password, virtual host. You can set also the host, the ports. Say if there is some trouble with my network and want to like have an automatic recovery of my connection. And then once this is set up, here you can use whatever you want to store your messages you want to publish to your RabbitMQ queues. So here, let's say I'll set a queue, link blocking queue for publishing my messages. So anytime I want, I publish some messages in the queue, and say, and then if I want to send messages to my server, so I open up the connection, I create a channel, I have the acknowledgement if my channel is open or not, and then if it's open, I get all the messages from my queue that is stored in the previous queue, and then while the data store or the queue is not empty, I'm gonna send all the messages to my server thanks to RabbitMQ. So I get my message here from the queue. I will target this exchanger. So let's say I want to send comment on a picture. So I want to target that exchange with exactly that routing key, and then I publish my messages thanks to all these informations. Then I will wait the confirmation, like if the server acknowledge that all the messages are received, I will get the confirmation that everything's fine. If something's wrong with the server, I will get notified that like I will get a NAC to be aware that all the messaging didn't went through. So I will add again the messages I sent in the queue for trying later to send all the messages. And then if this was for the sending part, and now if I want to consume a queue, so again all the connection and channel creation, then I'm gonna bind to a queue. So my application will be binding to a queue with the routing key and the exchanger. So here I want to get some messages from a chat. So once the queue is bind, I'm gonna consume the queue, and then while the connection is open, I'm gonna consume all the messages that's in the queue, and I will handle the data. So here you can do anything you want. If you are receiving data to be stored on your device, I will like put it on a room, SQLite or so on. Or if I receive data that must be displayed as a notifications, it's up to you. Is your business. So these are the three tools I presented here for an alternative to the push notifications. And now let's see how we can do it for maps. And if Google Maps replacement, the best replacement might be Google Maps itself. So yep, you can use now Google Maps without the Play services starting the 3.0. Google Maps is now a standalone library, so no need to have the Play services installed on your device. But this SDK is still in beta, so you can use it like no is a beta, so maybe not right now in production. Might may have some bugs or some weird behavior. But also this might not be working in countries that where Google services are blocked or limited. So be aware of that. Yeah, it doesn't mean that it means that the Google Maps SDK will work with the Play services, but if the Google service itself is blocked or limited, it won't work at all. But there is also some nice replacement here. First, I want to talk about OpenStreetMap. It's a free and open source map, the collaborative maps map project. It's there for many years. So it provides many features, such as the map itself, all kind of routing, geocoding address, putting marker on the map, and so on. All the features are not as rich as the Google Maps, but it provides a very nice way for handle like basic stuff on maps. It's used by Facebook, Uber, Foursquare, Microsoft. At some point, all these big companies use OpenStreetMap, so it's a very reliable solution. Loading maps, map tiles on Android is not as smooth as Google Map. That's one of the drawbacks. And the main drawback here, it adds a huge dependency to your application. So be aware of that if you want to use this solution. Your application size might grow very drastically. So on the Android side, it's very similar to Google Maps SDK. So in your layout, you'll add the map view. And then on your code, on your activity or fragment, you can set the tile you want to display, set if you want the zoom controller, or if you want like to add a pinch to zoom to your map, and set the center to a given geopoint. Like set the zooming, you can add also markers. The API is very similar to Google SDK, so the transition between Google Maps and OpenStreetMap won't be difficult. Like another solution here, which is very close to Google Maps, is the EarMap SDK. So it provides many features such as vector maps, navigations, 3D buildings, all the basics with marker, polylines, like routing from a point to another. This is a solution very close to Google Maps, so it might be a very good replacement if you do some advanced stuff with Google Maps. You can use this SDK. Also, the transition will be very smooth. You won't have any difficulties to migrate from Google Map to the EarMap SDK. And again, it will add a huge dependency to your application, so be aware of that. So on the Android side, like mostly the same. You'll add the map view to your SDK, to your application. And yep, on the activity fragment part, for example, here I will center my map to these coordinates. Set the zoom level. I will add a marker to that position, so I'll get the image from the resource, and then I'll build my marker that will be added to my map. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Google Maps library replacement. So now let's see how I can distribute my application without the Play Store. You can find a lot of alternative store for distributing your applications. But I want to focus here just on two. First is F-Droid. It's a store where you can distribute your free and open source applications only. So if you are into the open source community and you are building nice applications, I will advise you to go to this store for distributing your applications. And it's community maintained since 2010. So go for it if your application is open source. And also, if you want something similar to the Play Store, but with all the pain points, you can go like for APK Mirror or so on, like any store that's an alternative to the Play Store. There is also another solution that you may think about distributing your application. So it's mobile device management, or MDM. So here you can build your own solution for distributing your application, or you use some existing one with App Center or Tiny MDM, for example. So it's mostly used for enterprise applications or business-to-business applications here. So if you know the fleet of devices, and when to choose a store respect to MDM. So if your application target mass market or is open source or is free and open source, and you want something similar, an experience very similar to the Play Store, we'll consider going to the F-Droid or APK Mirror or something similar. If you want to target enterprise applications and you want to have the control of the device fleet you want to target, so let's say I know that I'm going to distribute my applications for like 100 of devices, but only one hardware, for example, maybe I don't know, one big Samsung tablet that don't have the Play services installed. It's a custom OS on that, and I know exactly what the fleet is. Maybe it's a good choice to go for MDM. And I want to show you how you can build your own MDM with a bit of example here. So how you can like build your own MDM in your company or at home. Here, what's the concept? So you will have an SDK inside your application, or you will have your SDK in your store, in your own made store. So it's the same behavior like talking to the Play Store. So my application, the SDK will ask the web service, hey, I have a new version for my applications, and then if it's okay on the backend side, let's say the answer will be yes, and then the SDK will ask the web service, okay, I need a new the new APK for my applications, and the SDK will be able to download the SDK. So all on the web service, you will have all the database and all the stuff that you need. Also the storage to store your APKs. And then, yeah, once a new version is available, the SDK will be able to download and install the new versions. So I will give you here some clues and some insights. So how to handle the download and the install of a new APK from an external source here. So in your manifest, in your new applications, or in your current application, if it's an SDK implementations, you will have here to request the request install package in order to get to install the new APK. You will have also to provide a file provider here to handle the APK. And then you also need to register a new receiver. So in the SDK part, I will skip all the logic when you can call the web service and so on. It's up to you. But here, the interesting fact is how you can install a new APK. So thanks to the package manager, I will get the APK URI from the file I download. I will open that stream, and then with the source stream, I will use the document library from Android X to handle the file. Then I will open a session from the package installer here. So I will create a session, and will create a session ID, and then with the source, I'm gonna like open and write the file into the system, and then I will start an intent here to see how it is going. So here with the receiver, I will be notified that my installation failed and what it has failed. So maybe the certificate is wrong. So maybe there is not enough space on your device, or maybe another error. And if it's okay, I will also be notified that everything's happened well, and I can do some other fancy stuff. And now that you have all the keys to build your own solution for your distributing your applications, I want to talk a bit about Gecko View. Gecko View is a very nice replacement for web views. Can display web content, or you can build a web browser with that. So it's developed and maintained by Firefox. It's a standalone library, so again, it has a huge dependency into your applications. It's standard compliant with an excellent support of modern web standards. So on the Android side, it's very similar and very easy to add a new web view, a new like Gecko View into your applications. Very easy, very similar to a web view. So now let's see that in action with a very nice code sample. So on Android Studio here, I implemented a Gecko fragment, so like a Gecko view, where I'll be showing some. I'll be showing the droidCon APAC website, and on the OpenStreetMap fragment, I will show a marker and a line between my position here in Paris, and I think it's the point is in Vietnam. In Vietnam, I think, yeah. So let's see. So here it is the web view. So it's the speaker of droidCon APAC. So this is the web page of droidCon. So I can see the agenda here. So it's up. A very nice replacement from web views. And here, this is my OpenStreetMap implementation. So here it is. This is Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam. So as you can see, yeah, the map tile is not as smooth as Google Maps. So you can zoom in, zoom out. If I zoom out a lot, you can see like the line between my position here in Paris and the droidCon APAC. Also, yeah, so this is my position here in Paris. And back to the slides. Yeah, so now you're all set and you know some tools about like building some applications without the Play services. Just a glimpse of all the solutions that exist. But if you have any question about that, feel free to ping me on Twitter, anyway, my mail, or yeah, maybe Twitter will be the best solution to ping me. I'm always available, so do not hesitate. Yeah, we'll also send you the GitHub link of the small sample here, so should be available very soon. No question? All right. So yeah, thank you very much. And enjoy the rest of droidCon APAC.